Johnson, and this is focused on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmer, Mount Nimba to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Pokonjre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Talk about home affairs, in diaspora, current affairs, reliable information, history, talking about culture, politics, education, entertainment, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Between the Headlines on Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jar, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In this special edition of Between the Headlines, I'm going to be interviewing Honorable Austin B. Taylor Sr. He's the representative of District Number 3, Maryland County. That's the Barabo-Calloway District. What we're going to be talking about will be the current impasse in the House of Representatives. And by the way, Honorable Taylor is member of the 43. Let me welcome Honorable Austin B. Taylor from Maryland County. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, Dennis. Good to be here today.
Thank you. And by the way, this is your first time on Focus on Liberia. I want to present to you a bottle of water here to say feel at home and welcome. We are so glad to have you.
Thank you. I have it.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's a sign that our hearts are clear and you are welcome anytime. Feel at home. Let me welcome all our viewers from across the globe.
Thank you, Dennis.
As you may be aware, the House has issue with their Speaker. They want to remove him. There are 43 of them, but things are not going the way everybody had anticipated. And so things are still not clear. We'll be talking with one of the 43 to tell us exactly what happened and what's the light at the end of the tunnel. Let me welcome all our viewers from across the globe. This is Focus on Liberia, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. Honorable Taylor, first I'll say welcome. How is your district? I understand you represent the Barabo-Calloway District, that District Number 3 in Maryland County. How are people doing?
Well, thank you very much again for having me, Dennis. It's a pleasure to be here and to discuss matters relating to the legislature and our country at large. I appreciate the work that you do for keeping our people informed from abroad and at home. These conversations keep our people abreast with the happenings of our country, which is, I must applaud you for that. Like you rightly said, I represent District Number 3 in Maryland County, and I'm a first-time lawmaker, contested the first time, and I won. We represent our people. Legislatively, in my district, we're trying to pick up because a lot of things have not been in place. The district, we have two major health centers in our district. None of them have been having any form of budgetary allocations, which hasn't been healthy for the districts. We have two high schools. We have the Calocan High School. We have the Glofacan High School as well. Those are public schools, and it was surprising to know that like 80% of those who are teaching there are like voluntary teachers who are now on payroll. So it has been a long, challenging time for our districts, and this is the reason why we are there acting and trust that they will have a share of what the country has to offer. Our people are mostly people who engage in activities of agriculture. They are almost like left alone, and nothing was in the past budget for them. We raised the issue, and then the executive had to. They made their point that the budget was generally inherited. So this time around, we are trying to push and to ensure that we have something to support our farmers, since the arrest agenda has a focus on agriculture very seriously. Our communities, like mine, is a rural community. Most of the activities they are farming, so agriculture plays a major role in what we do. Our people normally depend on subsistence farming, and it's my drive that we will take another step from that into commercialized farming to enable the district grow from one level to the other. Things are challenging, but by the grace of God, I know that we will get there.
Great. And when you talk to people in your district, what do they want?
Look, the people in our district are not like, those in Morovia. I mean, they are concerned, like all these things I've highlighted. Their concern is that what can government do to assist them to improve their activities? They are living on subsistence farming. They walk from towns hours to their farms. They farm every day. They harvest and just to feed themselves, and not even the produce does not even go the whole length of the time to cover from one farming season to the next. It's going to surprise you that these days, I mean, to a larger extent, we have to buy food from Morovia, imported rice, imported food. The rice is our staple food. So we have to buy imported rice from Morovia, or sometimes from the Ivory Coast, because of the bad road condition, to take it into the district. So the Lake Country rice is not doing very well to feed our people because we need a little push, from the standpoint of the district, and that and from the government angle, we need a little push. I think that it's going to be very much important that the legislature join me, as I've been pushing for them to, in order for our farmers in our rural communities, not only necessarily in Maryland, in fact, in other counties, that the farmers start to get subsidies if we will be heading for self-sufficiency in food production. Government subsidies plays a major role in getting us on track. So if we looked at government will foresee reason with some of us in place to ensure that our people back home are supported through the national budget in order to subsidize their activities.
Thank you. I mean, I can share similar story with you. I come from neighboring Sino County, district number 2. That's
yeah, okay.
That's Jiripo. So so I see what you're dealing with. So that brings us to what we are here for, the current impasse going in that, without even going too much in that, which we're going to go too much into. How does what is going on currently affect your district? This is where we want to start.
I mean, how does okay? So the entire impasse is basically legislative. Is all legislative, and people from our end are not so much concerned about the legislative practices. I think they are more concerned about how their lives can be improved. They are more concerned about what will be there in the budget to assist them. They are more concerned about government programs that will move them from one level to the other. And the district at a larger extent is now connected by roads. In fact, there are most towns that do not have road connections, and farm to market road is another issue. Farmers produce their crops, they are not able to take the produce to the market. People work hours, carrying a single bag of rice or bitter ball, or the tomato on their head just to go sell, and can't raise anything much. So those are the burning issues that the district is concerned about. They're not so much concerned about who is speaker in the house and who is not speaker in the house. So that noise is all in Monrovia. It's about the Monrovia politics and all those things. The concern of the district is, what can government do for us? Why can our son as a representative push that we have in the budget to benefit us, that we have a share of the national cake? That is more important,
Thank you. So currently, you are 43 of you having your, doing something you want the speaker removed. And I've read your resolution on all the charges against the speaker. Tell me, how did this get started, and how did your own involvement begin?
All right. So yes,
was it one day like all of you got up and said, yes, speaker, you going? Or one person started and came to you? How did this all get started? And what was your own involvement? When did your involvement begin? Oh, you are meeting, and let me welcome.
So thank you.
Let me welcome Anthony here. He's the host of Our Politics here. He's also my co-host, and everything I do here. He's my deputy. Anthony, welcome. Right now, he's joining us from Monrovia.
Yeah, Dennis, thank you. And Honorable Austin B. Taylor, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for serving our people in Maryland County. I live in Maryland for 5 years, so I am familiar with Harper specifically.
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show. All right, so the entire impasse that you're talking about, quote unquote impasse, I mean, in the first place, I want to clarify that what is happening at the House is clearly legislative. Is no war. Unfortunately, other people see it as a war. It is a legislative practice. It is a constitutional practice. So the practice or whatever is happening there is we were elected as lawmakers to go to the House and act in the interest of our constituents. And the duty of the lawmaker is to ensure that what goes down to his people are right, and conditions are where he is right in order to keep him on track, not to derail, efforts that he's making for his districts. Now we are about a year at the House of Representatives. There are several things. So the matter of the speaker's removal is bordered around what we have called the resolution, and there are 6 counts in this resolution. One of the counts has to do with the fact that the speaker interferes in the workings of committees. Another count has to do with the fact that the speaker has been proven to be engaged in acts of impropriety. There's corruption, where he overspent his budget for 2 consecutive years in 2022 and 2023. At one point in time, he was allocated $1.1 million. He spent more than $4 million. Another time, he spent more than $5 million, with $1.3 million allocated for him.
Honorable, I understand we're going to go through the counts. How did this start? Did you get up one day in place there and raise and put up a motion that, hey, Funati is corrupt, we need to get him out? How did the whole thing, or what, when he was in room, did you guys just meet and say, hey, what's going on here? Let's get rid of the speaker. How did it start? Give me a description.
Yeah, so this so this is what I'm trying to get to. So you see what is happening did not just erupt at one point. It has been a process over a period of time where you find the speaker hasn't been proceeding in the right direction, where the speaker has been interfering with legislative work, with work of committees, and it has been brought to his attention. I will tell you that the speaker, he was a deputy speaker before, but now when he became a speaker, the first budget on the speaker was categorized by misappropriations and budget shiftings. I think you guys heard about that there were budget manipulations and shiftings. There was speculation that, I mean, over almost $22 million in that budget, something fishy was happening there. And you understand? And that even triggered, I mean, the major, we just had a how to call it, a restructure of the budget. But then one of the key aspects that triggered that was that there were budget shiftings. And so things needed to be recorrected right under the speaker. And in fact, that matter was raised and the speaker downplayed it. It was raised by the colleague Clarence Garr, who is the chair on PAC. And some of us lawmakers buttressed that. And, you know, it was downplayed. The speaker said that leadership was going to look into that investigation. Things getting into it, there was nothing done. It took 1 or 2 months before it intensified. Some of us intensified that we had to go into that. Because let me tell you, when one lawmaker does something in our house, the blame goes to every lawmaker. Path that led to this removal effort today. There were places where you had interferences with the speaker. I'll give you an example. We have the committee on investment concession, right? That committee has been there and is supposed to be empowered to do her job, but then there are companies that are extracting Liberia resources. That are undermining the growth of the economy. One of these companies import their own petroleum. Instead
if you can put it on do not disturb, I think people are calling you, right?
Instead of patronizing, yeah, very good. Too many disturbances. So I don't even know what to do. Yeah, they do not disturb.
Yeah, do not disturb in the settings.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay, there we go.
All right, good.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so I'll set an example on the committee on investment concession where the speaker said that, okay, we will go on to review these contracts. There are companies that are extracting, Liberian resources, and then
Yeah, you're breaking up there.
Market. Oh, come on. Are we on?
Okay, yeah. Now you are breaking up. Now, yes, we can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Okay, all right.
Right.
So yes. So in this life, there have been so many interferences. So instead of the speaker allowing the committee to review the contracts, call for a review of the contracts of some of these companies who are just having their own way and having bad contracts. Can you imagine Every country will survive on the local economy, right? We cannot continue as a country to depend on donor partners. They've been doing very well, but we need to try to strengthen our local economy. Where a company that extracts resources from your country comes and then instead of patronizing the local market, buy chicken egg from out of the country and import it and supply their workers with it. They buy chicken feet and import it. Those are bad contracts that need to be straightened up.
Right.
So this matter was raised. But then what the speaker does, well, what the speaker did was that he established his own specialized committee headed by Honorable Musa Belete. So what happened here is that that committee was established so that they will review these contracts. Unfortunately, since then, it's been almost 7 months plus. There's no contract has been reviewed. These companies are still operating. The Liberians are crying for jobs. They don't get jobs. And the companies are there having their party. And so we find this to be like a protection from the speaker. So these are things that triggered this. And so we had issue of the budget alteration. We have issue of the speaker overspend his budget. We have interferences. So based on this, the colleagues decided that, look, we cannot proceed like this. If we don't take action, things will go the same old way. And we have been concerned about this business as usual thing. So the colleagues decided, look, we have to remove the speaker because he is continuously protecting interfering committees, protecting these companies instead of doing the right thing. He will not allow them to do it. We have the issue of MedTech again. We launched an investigation into MedTech. That other story again, that's another story for another day. We're prevented from further investigating. I am a member on the Committee on Banking and Currency. We had an issue with a group of Liberian companies that are giving us who are giving micro loans to market women and all those things. The central bank received a grant from the World Bank and was supposed to give this grant to the Liberian companies that are giving loans out. The central bank made people to go and then regularize their papers, straighten up and spend money. At the end of the day, after several months, we understood when we're investigating the matter, it took these companies around 6 months to qualify for this bid. Just one day for the guy at the central bank to say that the company did not qualify. All the money was given to a particular company, they City Trust and Loans. It was given to this particular company, and the rest of the Liberian companies were out of it. When we went into the investigation, this speaker was linked to the City Trust and Loan Company, City Trust Savings and Loans Company. We were asked to back down on the investigation. So these are all things that led us to this speaker's effort to remove the speaker today.
So when and how did
you wanted to come in?
Yeah. When did your own involvement begin and how? When did you get involved?
No, I got involved several months back. I mean, this hasn't been an event. It has been a process. We have been discussing this, that, look, we have to stop this guy. What he's doing is wrong. He's drawing the house into public disrepute. I was involved with since July of this year.
Did somebody talk to you?
Because we've been discussing it. That hasn't been a... Pardon, please come again.
Did somebody talk to you to get involved? And we are hearing report of money changing hands for people to be on the side opposing the speaker. Did that happen? What do you know?
Oh, come on! Those are just stories of blackmail. You know, when people are losing grip on power, you know, definitely they will try to denigrate their colleagues, to denigrate those persons who are getting their hands off power. So it's nothing strange. There was no money that changed hands. This has been a process from several months. It has not been a one-time thing. So nobody can tell me that I received money. I have not received any money. So it's not something for me to waste my time on. I mean, we have legitimate counts against the speaker. And I thought that the speaker would be addressing these things. I think you also saw when the speaker had, if you heard of that, the speaker had an interview with Spoon Radio. Can you imagine for the speaker to sit there and say that he knows about a room where the Ways and Means, or the Committee on Ways and Means will sit and then call ministers to put money in the budget, and then so that they can get kickbacks on it. When did the speaker know this thing? That tells you the kind of speaker that we have. When did he get to know that people were going in room 1026 to go put money in budget and then ask for it? When did the speaker know that lawmakers were asking him to put money in budget? When did if he's so clean, if the speaker is clean, why did he sit down and never say anything about it? Now the speaker also said something about this side want to remove him because he wants an audit, right?
I heard that.
Yes. So this audit was instituted. Everyone, I mean, mostly the new lawmakers that came, like some of us, we needed our house to be audited. So when we came, the speaker agreed that yes, he's going to institute an audit. And in fact, the GSC was invited to open plenary. The GSC was invited to plenary. They agreed that yes, they would do a systems audit in order to guide the house how to spend, and then to avoid the old practice, of spending. So GSC will run an audit. And I tell you, that audit, we know that it started, but then along the line, I was just surprised to know that this audit did not continue. I was surprised. And who did I hear from? Recently, when we came up with this resolution, that when the speaker said it, that no, the audit was stalled. Who stopped the audit? And then he said, because I want to audit the house. You, the speaker. If somebody stopped that audit, you are the head administrator for the entire House of Representatives. If somebody said, you were supposed to bring it up to plenary. The speaker failed to review that. So it means that he's hiding something. And I want to tell you for a fact that the speaker is definitely hiding a lot of things. And we evidenced by the 2022-2023 national budget. You will go in it, you will find that the speaker overspent his budget. In 2 years, the speaker used $9.4 million instead of the $2.2 million that was allocated to him.
Thank you.
Yes,
I like
Anthony,
that.
we're coming.
Yeah, I like that you put a lot out there. I have documented them, and I want to do a follow-up. And because we want to get more clarity on the issues, I would appreciate if you will shorten your answers so that the Liberian people listening to you can get some clarity of the issues you raise. Let's start with one of the issues you mentioned, which is conflict of interest. How is the speaker conflicted in your judgment?
So we know that the speaker is a part of this City Savings and Loans Bank that I just talked about, where monies meant for Liberian companies were poured into this particular bank. The speaker admitted it in his interview with on Spoon. The evidence are there. He said that. The speaker also admitted that the B Mountain Company, his law firm, has served them as legal counsels. And the B Mountain Company has been one of the companies that really been giving us real tough time to avail themselves to investigations for malpractices. And they have been benefiting from a bad contract, and we needed to review these contracts. The speaker avoided the revision of this contract by establishing a so-called specialized committee instead of the standing committee that has the Committee on Investment and Concession to do their job. They were asked to stop. The specialized committee was instituted. Nothing has happened. So these are some of the things, that we know that that gets the speaker hands dirty.
Thank you. Then let's come to the issue of overspending his budget. I think you mentioned, at some point I heard the figure over $4 million he overspent his budget. Has the House done an investigation to establish the facts? I know it is known that he overspent his budget. How did that actually happen? Because I'm asking this question because it was not done in isolation. The speaker does not have the power to approve the disbursement of funds. So tell me how it happened. I'm just curious. Honorable Taylor, did you get my question? The next, I think he must have been frozen. So, yeah.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jar.
We're back.
Yeah, so, yeah, thank you. So, Honorable, I was asking for clarity on the speaker overspending his budget, because that is something major. Because if the speaker say is budgeted 1.9, 1.2, and he overspent that by $2 or $4 million, that is a serious concern. For the clarity of those listening, how did that happen?
And what was done about it?
So this is what we're doing about. Hey, you know, it is against our rules. You cannot be a speaker of a house and then you are engulfed in such a grave offense. So that alone should disqualify you from being a speaker. Like, I mean, every intentional, very serious speaker will definitely resign once that is discovered.
I know that for the speaker to overspend,
so it is a question.
Its limit. It means that when we talk, he's not disciplined when it comes to managing, his office budget. That is a serious concern. I can't. No one will argue with that, because if his budget, let's say $2 million, he should spend within that. And
so, how did he do it, Mr. Taylor?
That, where did the money come from? Did he take loan from a bank, or did that money come from the national government to his office for spending? How did that happen?
And Anthony. No. Yes. So Anthony, it is a national budget that government money. It is your money, it's my money, that Liberian people money. And the speaker was a deputy speaker when that happened in 2022. He was a deputy speaker. He was a member, a ranking member. He was of the CDC. The government that was in place was the CDC government. At this time, also in 2023, he was also deputy speaker. It was a CDC government. It was his own government. So I mean, I think that was easy for him to work within the rank and files of the Central Bank or Ministry of Finance to get extra money, which was beyond what was allocated for him to use, because I mean, his government was in power. That is just as far as I can say. Because I don't know
what has been the speaker justification or explanation to you, his why he felt that it was justifiable to have gone above what was appropriated for him.
Even before that, Anthony is still not telling.
No, I don't think the speaker. I don't think the speaker feels that it's justifiable. Please, sorry, Dennis, go ahead.
The appropriate word to use is why is it explanation as a reason why he did so.
What you say he did? Can you hear us? Because I want to know how he did it. You are still not.
The man. So I mean, what we know? How can somebody allocate $500 for you? You work. You work in an institution, you are supposed to make $500, and at the end of the day, we see that you're making $2,500 US. So you will need to tell us how is that happening? Who did you work with to make that happen? We had the finance minister at that time. He should be explaining. The speaker should be explaining how he did that. That was wrong. It reflects in the budget performance reports from 2022 and 2023. He was allocated $1.1 million. In 2023, $1.2 million in 2021, and then he used up to $9.4 million. For me, I think that because it was his government that was in power. He was a CDC deputy speaker, so he had a leverage to do that. And you understand, which was wrong. It is devilish, and these are things that impoverish the country. You know,
And
some people have
how
access.
did you find this
Other
out?
people have access to country's money.
How did you find
How
this
can
out?
we find this out? Please come again.
How did you find
It
this out?
reflects. It is reflecting in the draft. It reflected in the draft 2024 budget.
Okay.
Okay.
The
So then
2024
my next
draft
question-
budget, it was reflected in it.
My next question is that from what you just explained, I am understanding that the Ministry of Finance had to approve of these extra amounts or monies that he spent far above his allotment. So have you called
No,
the
the Minister of
Finance
Finance,
Ministry?
the Minister of Finance cannot approve.
So how did he get the money?
No, the Minister of Finance cannot approve. It is only the legislature that can approve. You know, so
No,
and there is no record showing that the legislature approved.
I thought the Finance Ministry disbursed the money. It's in Finance Ministry that disbursed.
They
this
dispersed the
amount.
money.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you now. And that's some of the corruption we're talking about here. Eh? The monies were disbursed that were not for him. Simple. Monies were disbursed that was not
All right.
allocated
So
for
I
him.
will lay the basis for my question. And
Because
thanks for
yeah.
telling me that. So now that
Yeah.
Finance Ministry dispersed these amounts in when it happened, have you
Mhm.
called the Finance Ministry to explain to you why they have to disburse extra funds, you know, that above the budgeted amount of the speaker? Have you called the Finance Ministry to come and explain why? Because they should not be doing that, isn't it?
So yes, they should not be doing that. But unfortunately, the best person who could have answered that question is no more finance minister. The finance minister under which that happened was Minister Samuel Twe. That happened under in 2022 and 2023. He's normal finance minister. I think the best that this finance minister could do.
He's still a Liberian citizen.
Minister Kamara, who just said.
Honorable, I'm not cutting you off. He's still a Liberian citizen. My understanding is that he's still in Liberia. Is it not legal for you to call him to come and explain to you, even though he's not finance minister or knowledge of these transactions we're talking about?
Yeah, but the finance minister is already caught. It has been caught in a web of these kind of practices already, and this is the reason why he was arrested the last time, and he had to file a bond. So he's under investigation already for some of these things. But then from the legislative side, we are responsible to take action from outside because we have three coordinated but separate branches of government. So we are responsible to take action against our own, who happens to be the speaker today. So the finance minister, yes, is already under investigation for those kind of practices. The former finance minister, so he is in court. We are supposed to be having actions against our own. So this is what I'm saying. So this is where we are. And when we invite the finance minister today, he will still say that the guy who perpetrated that is in court, right? And good thing that the outturn in the 2024 budget has shown that the speaker, who was deputy speaker at that time, overspent his budget. So the speaker should be telling us how he did that, why he did that, because that money was not allocated for him.
So that was his deputy speaker office or the speaker, because he was not the speaker, he was deputy. So was it the deputy speaker office that?
Yeah, that was the office, and that was the office of the deputy speaker. At that time, he was a deputy speaker in 2022 and 2023. And it was interesting to know that the man spent more money than even his boss, the speaker, at that time.
Did you vote for?
So he overspent that budget.
Did you vote for him to become speaker? Because some of these things happened before he ran to become speaker. Did you vote for him, or what were some of the things to consider during this vetting process?
All right. So okay. So I did not vote for the speaker. I didn't vote for the speaker, and even if I had voted for him, I wouldn't have known these things until the draft 2024 budget would have come up. So most of those people, there are people who voted for him who are today on our side because they were astonished as to what the speaker did, 1 and 2 years ago, and compacting and impacting other sectors. The speaker has been besides the overspending, there are other things that the speaker have done. Besides the overspending, interrupting with committee works, there are so many other things. But most of the guys who voted, they didn't even know until the budget came up before they saw it that so in 2022, the speaker went beyond what he was supposed to get. Monies that were allocated. There were monies that were allocated for the Ministry of Health. Yes, please.
Honorable Taylor, I know you detail your accounts. Yeah, we're moving on. Then I'm moving to something else. Okay. I know you detail your accounts against the speaker in your resolution. So let's separate removal and accountability. You believe that the things that he has done are grievous enough, and he's now wanted to serve you as a speaker. So let's separate the removal from accountability. What are you succeed or not to remove him? What level of accountability do you hope to pursue against the speaker based on why you believe he has done wrong against the body and the nation Liberia?
Okay, so before then, the House operate on rules. The Constitution gives the House the right to establish our own rules to operate by. And so the Speaker, by so doing alone, has contravened Rule 44, which states that he should be free from corruption. I will read Rule 44 for you. It says that members are expected to fight corruption effectively by being free from corrupt practices and opposing corruption and set example in any anti-corruption struggle. So then Rule 45 also talks about conflict of interest, but then this is Rule 44 that I read to you. They are totally free from corruption. So if a member is found of corrupt practices, what do you do? What do you want me to tell you again? You have just broken the rule that we operate by.
Yes, so I understand.
And the facts are there because once it reflects in the budget.
So basically my question is, if you are removing him for a reason you deem justifiable, is that all you have?
The line is breaking.
Let's say you remove him or you don't remove him. Will you take him to court? That's why basically what he's saying, because those things are alleged criminal behavior, right? So what will you do beyond removing him?
Yeah. No, let's say now the rule calls for he has to be placed under investigation. He has to be investigated. He has to prove that he either did this or he didn't do that. And there are actions in our rules that will apply when it is established that yes, he overspent, like one of the counts, like he overspent his budget. You cannot. The rules are clear. You can't just commit a crime and you walk away with it and say that maybe they will take you to court. The House will establish a committee to investigate you, and when you are found guilty, the rules will apply. The rules will apply. So these are the things. I think you heard the speaker talking about due process, because he knows that yes, he has committed these things and he wants due process. And so the House is going to take this action of due process. We will take him through the due process that he has requested for. And today a communication was placed on the floor. I was selected as one of the members to be part of the committee to take the speaker through a due process that he has requested for. And then when he's found guilty, the House will take the necessary measures in conformity with our rules.
All right, and the rules are before me. What did your rules say on how to proceed?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the process and the procedure. The Constitution says you need 2/3 to remove him. So let's talk about the process.
Yeah.
What do your rules say about that, and are you proceeding according to that process being laid down under the Constitution and also under your rules?
Yes. So yes, our rules are very clear in the removal of the speaker. It says that you will need a 2/3 majority through a resolution, right?
Right.
It says that you have to have a resolution with a 2/3 majority. But you know, having a 2/3 majority is no event. It could be an event, it could be a process, right? So we are in the process of obtaining the 2/3. And besides that, for contravening the rules and bringing the House to a public disrepute by engaging in such practices that do not conform with our rules and breaking the laws of the Republic of Liberia, the majority of the House have said that they have no confidence in the speaker because we can't have this man. It is against the rule. The rule said you have to be free from corruption, and your hands have been caught in a web of corruption. So we cannot sit under this man. Definitely. So the best thing to do, look, the best thing to do in every civilized society, when you are caught like this, you will step aside, you will resign. But we still see the speaker sitting in pride and say, no, he can't go nowhere. You got to take me through due process. Look, we have seen even in the US, there have been two different speakers that
you have not come to the point of finding him guilty, right? Because you say they have found him he brought the House to disrepute, he did this, he did that, and so you can say that you have not arrived at that conclusion yet because you have not put him through due process. This is all allegations. So are you
definitely? But yeah. So we have constituted a committee that will be taking him through the due process. We have constituted a committee that will be taking him through the due process. Today, plenary reached a decision to take the speaker through the due process. We also reach.
But there's a process of constituting that committee. Do you go outside of chambers? How do you constitute that committee that would do that? It's in chambers, correct?
Definitely, we are in chambers. Definitely, we are in chambers. We are in chambers. Definitely. That that is a different aspect that is a different aspect that you are bringing in. Yes, we are definitely when that is a different aspect you are bringing in. We are definitely in chambers. We are definitely in chambers, and we are conducting business. We are in chambers, and we are conducting business because the rules are clear. The Constitution is clear about that.
Okay, tell me where in the Constitution or in the rule that you are proceeding correctly, that you are in chambers and you are conducting business. That you can just keep.
So Rule 12 is also in line. So Rule 12 on quorum, it says that a quorum shall constitute a simple majority of members of the Honorable House of Representatives. Quorum shall be necessary. Quorum shall be necessary for the transaction of business. So it says that you can transact business, you don't have quorum. And it says that quorum shall be necessary for the transaction of business. We have quorum, so that's why we are transacting business. The speaker has decided to stay away. Look, we have said it, and it is clearly democratic that if a speaker has lost your confidence and has committed such grave offense, it is democratic that the group of lawmakers who place in there will say we have a vote of no confidence in you, and you must recuse yourself. A communication and discussion was placed on the floor today, and plenary move with the quorum that we had that the speaker should recuse himself and submit himself for a due process. The speaker, and let me tell you, let's clear this. Let's clear the air. The speaker doubted our quorum, and he went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of our laws. They interpret the Constitution. So the speaker went to the Supreme Court and said that we had no rights. We were acting illegally and outside of the Constitution to be hosting business. And when he went to the he prayed for a rate of prohibition that we should be stopped because we were acting illegally. The Supreme Court turned that down and said that we were acting legally. So the Supreme Court has already interpreted that. It is very clear that we are acting legally.
No, the Supreme Court did not say that you are acting legally. So the Supreme Court, because your meeting, anybody can meet, but the Supreme Court did not say you are meeting to transact the business of the House. Anybody can meet and say, well, we have not come to that point, so
No,
you can say, let
no,
us start what
listen,
they're doing.
Dennis,
Mm.
Dennis,
Yeah,
the speaker prayed
right.
that we are having parallel meetings. We are having parallel meetings, and that meeting is unconstitutional and illegal. And requested that the Supreme Court place a stay order on those illegal meetings. And the Supreme Court rejected that. So what does that tell you? It tells you that we're acting legally.
You were advised to go back to status quo ante and say and do this within and place this on the floor, right? That's what the advice you were given.
Do you have the ruling there with you? Do you have the ruling of the Supreme Court?
Yeah,
Dennis, I don't like to speculate.
Yeah,
I don't like to speculate. Yeah, if you have the ruling of the Supreme Court, I appreciate it if you could read it out.
Yeah, I can pull it out while we continue. But what I'm saying here is to say that hey, Supreme Court said we should go ahead and conduct the business of the House. Supreme Court really didn't say that.
That was the purpose of the request for prohibition. That was the purpose of the prohibition, that we should not conduct session outside of what the speaker is conducting. And the Supreme Court rejected that. So what does that tell you?
No, he was in error to
Who was in error?
Fonati Kofa was in error to ask for a prohibition.
Why will you say that?
Why
will you say that?
Go ahead.
No, you cannot say that. You are not Fonati's lawyer. You are not Fonati's lawyer. And Fonati, I mean, the prohibition was clear. It was simply saying that do not allow these people to have session because they're acting illegally. The Supreme Court said no, they are acting legally. So his prohibition was turned down. If we were acting illegally, it would have been granted him. But he was not granted that request that we shouldn't be having session because we claim that we had quorum. So let me tell you, the legal mind is different from the layman's mind, where somebody feel that he put his own feeling into the law. That's what some people are doing. That is what the speaker and his few supporters are doing. They are placing their feelings into the law. The Supreme Court, everybody waited for that ruling from the Supreme Court. And some people were hoping that, okay, let's see, let the Supreme Court rule against them. The Supreme Court ruled in our favor and say no, because it is clear that the Constitution says that a simple majority will conduct business. Let me tell you, the House of Representatives and our whole legislature, the power of the legislature is in the quorum. That's what people don't understand. It is not in one individual. It is not in the speaker. The speaker is just first amongst equal, and he sits to conduct session under normal circumstances. In this case, the speaker the record has been tainted. His colleagues come out and say that, look, we don't have confidence in you. And right now, like today, we have called for the speaker to recuse himself. And it is clear, you cannot conduct business even as one man speaker. That house works with numbers. And the public need to understand this. Everybody need to understand it. The house works with numbers. Nothing you can achieve without the numbers. If you don't have the numbers, you cannot conduct session. Because it is not one man who makes the law. That different district over there that they put together, who makes the law over there. So it works with a simple majority. When a simple majority agree, it is binding. If they do not agree, it's not binding. That is the fact about it. So the speaker lost his case at the Supreme Court because he did not have the authority to stop the quorum that currently exists amongst us.
Your lawyer, Councillor.
So the only thing that the speaker needs to do is to subject himself to the investigation.
Your lawyer, Councillor Vani Shemo, acknowledged that without formal proceeding, Speaker was still in his position. So asking for a prohibition was premature, and that's what the Supreme Court agreed with.
It is. I mean, whatever the case will be, I know that the prayer of the speaker was for the Supreme Court to stop us from having meetings, and they called it illegal session. The Supreme Court rejected that, so that constitutes a legal session. That's what I want to say. That is what I want to say. You know, that is the law. You can't go interpret the law for yourself. Let the Supreme Court interpret it for you. The one you pray for, you say the people acting illegally. Once anything goes against you, it means that the people acting legally. That is law.
All right.
That is it. That's a fact.
We'll not argue law too much because I'm not a lawyer. But so so going forward, what you are doing, in your opinion, you claim that that's legitimate. You have a quorum, so you can meet anywhere outside your own place where you used to meet.
Yes,
you can go anywhere and meet.
No, let me make this clear. Clear, Dennis. There is nowhere called outside the place where we used to meet. I think you see that the House of Representatives is there. There are several chambers. We are not compelled to sit under the Speaker. The Speaker has broken several rules, the House rules. We have invoked the House rules, and the Speaker cannot preside over us. He is caught in a web of corruption. I think what we should be discussing right now is the grave offense that the Speaker has committed against the country, the grave offense that he has committed against the people of Liberia. But by taking their money and using it inappropriately, those are the main things that we should be discussing. I think the society today, who say that they are against corruption, should be pressurizing the Speaker to face investigation and to face this due process. These are the things that we should be talking about, because it is clear, vividly clear. Thank God that it reflects in the draft budget of 2024 that the Speaker overspent his budget, that the Speaker has also interfered in committees' workings. I gave you some examples here, that the Speaker is proceeding wrongly, that the Speaker established several departments outside the plenary. He makes decisions. The rule states that nothing happens outside of plenary. Plenary is the highest decision-making body. May I let you know that plenary is the highest decision-making body. No decision is taken outside of plenary's decision. So if you alone sit in your office as Speaker and you establish new departments and bring people from outside, you are proceeding wrongly and you are breaking the laws. That is what the Speaker has been doing. He created new committees, he created new departments outside of plenary and brought people from outside and just placed them there. So these are things that
I think most Liberians are not arguing with you on that point. What Liberians are arguing with you on is the process, the way you are proceeding. Because if you look at your own rule and say quorum, and so quorum means any of us, where you are, and then you say there's no place called where you've been meeting, is the chambers presided over by the Speaker. So why don't you go to that same place and you are in the majority, you will direct what is on the agenda and bring out those issues, because it's by voting. So you're going to vote.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, Dennis.
How does it work?
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. No one, look, it doesn't work like that. The speaker controls what the Speaker. If you give the Speaker the leverage, he controls what goes on the agenda in the first place. It is the Speaker. If he presides over, you cannot accuse a man of committing a crime and you sit under him. Even a judge who is conflicted, even a judge who is conflicted will recuse himself.
Right, but no, that's what I'm saying.
But we are.
If you go there, because you are saying the Speaker controls the agenda, are you saying you have no input if those things that are on the agenda are they not voted on? How does the Speaker make his own agenda without your input?
So let me just take you. So let me just take you. So let me just take you to rule 7. To rule 7, so that you can know the reason why we will not sit under the Speaker. So it means that we raise rule 7, the power and duties of the Speaker.
Okay, let me go there.
I will go directly to the particular rule.
Yeah. Rule 7 here, the speaker shall perform the following: call the Honorable House of Representatives to order, preserve order and perfect decorum, appoint the chairperson.
Recommendation: each session shall proceed to business. Shall preserve order and perfect decorum. Shall decide all questions. Shall decide all questions of order subject to an appeal to the Honorable House. The speaker shall see the members conduct themselves in a civil and other manner. When necessary, the speaker may order the secretary appoints chairperson, appoint members. Okay, kind of appointment.
Right.
I want to get to the direct place,
Right.
Because
there is nowhere that the speaker will, he alone will make the agenda.
No, there is a place. I'll get there.
Yeah. Okay. The reading and adoption of it. Honor the
so it is in the power of the.
Okay. 25:12. Honor the supervision of the speaker, prepares and distribute the agenda at the beginning of every session, and that's the chief clerk. Okay, the chief clerk.
That is 25, right?
Yeah, that's the duty of the chief clerk. So.
Oh yes, you're right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So the chief clerk shall perform the following duties.
Right. So one of those, the clerk is for all the clerical business, and the one that has to do with agenda, manage and supervise in consultation with the committee of rules, blah blah blah. 25:12 is under the supervision of the speaker, prepares and distribute the agenda at the beginning of every session. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, so yes, that's what I'm talking. So that is clear. You're right. Okay, thank you for finding that. Yeah, so it is a speaker, who that approves everything that goes on the agenda. So
if the speaker put XYZ on the agenda, do you have to agree with it? Don't you vote to accept the agenda? Don't you?
Yes, there will be a motion.
Right.
You would be yes. There will be a vote. There will be a vote to accept the agenda. But again, who selects the member on the floor to make the motion to accept or reject the agenda? It is the speaker. So if the speaker is only going to recognize any member who will be in conformity with him. He's not going to take anybody that wants a remover. So that is the power of the speaker. So you sit under him, you will just sit there and complain, nothing will happen. And there's a reason why sometimes there are bills that are passed and no bills go to committee room, nothing happens, they just die there. So the speaker will sit there and decide who he will select. And once that agenda is adopted, and it is adopted, nothing you can do about it.
And so
this is where we are that.
So you don't vote on the agenda. Let's say if all those in favor say yeah,
we definitely.
If 43% say no, he's still going to proceed.
Good. So it is a speaker. So it is a speaker power again when you vote to say that the year takes the motion.
But for the three of you,
that looks like we just passed a budget.
No, but if for the 3 persons,
no, let me tell you, we just passed it.
No, then that's lawlessness. Then I don't know what house you're in.
But this is what happens. Dennis, this is what happens. We just passed a budget that majority was against, and that budget passed under a yea and nay acceptance. We just passed a budget. And you understand? And once the speaker makes up his mind, or what the speaker says that he hears is what I will carry it. So if you don't accept the speaker's agenda, and then there is a motion, and you are voting on a motion, the speaker got 30 men. Those 30 men voice, all of them can shout. The speaker will say that one is louder. It means that more person has accepted that. That's how it is. So that is a fact about it. So nothing you will achieve under the speaker if you want to remove him. It is very clear. And there's a reason why they're saying, can't say honor me, can't say honor me. Because once you say that, you will just be over there and be for nothing. And let me tell you, if we go on to fight corruption, we've got to be serious about it. We understand that these people, they're trying to deceive the public and trying to make themselves look white. We know all these things that they're trying to do. We must stand our ground to ensure that the speaker face the due process that he says he's calling for. Let him face it. Let these things come out to the public. Then the public will be the judge to know whether he is doing right or wrong.
Let's talk about the president. You are independent, right? You are independent. The president has sent a communication,
Yes.
and the president communication like he's not sure what to do. Do you buy that? The president is unsure.
Then he sends the communication to
the
but
chief
then see, look at the interesting thing. He sends the communication to the chief clerk. Do you know where the chief clerk is? Even though the chief clerk has written, but the chief clerk has written the majority bloc, the majority in session, that she's not well. She's not well. She's rating us because the chief clerk understands the doctrine of quorum. That where quorum is where business is. So she's rating us. The next in line to the chief clerk that was elected is the deputy chief clerk. The deputy chief clerk is currently sitting in place of the chief clerk, and he is in session with us. So that clearly tells you where communication should be sent. The chief clerk was elected. The deputy chief clerk was elected. They control the clerical staff. The sergeant at arms was elected. The sergeant at arms is with us in session. All the elected officials are with us in session. The speaker just want to go pick somebody from somewhere on the compound to go and sit there and serve as the clerical staff, and they can't conduct business. So the speaker is on the wrong side right now. So when the communication comes, it comes to us and we respond. You saw a communication inviting the executive members today.
Right. So
the executive director from the Minister of Internal Affairs.
So if the president is unsure what to do, why are members of the executive going to you guys, the majority in chambers?
The president, I agree with the president. He has to be very cautious. The good thing that he did, at least he wrote the chief clerk, and the chief clerk will be responding to him. And the chief clerk is with the majority bloc. She will be definitely responding to him, and he will be guided by that appropriately.
But those that work under his direct supervision, his ministers, why are they not unsure as well? Why are they, going to the majority bloc? What does that tell you? Because that's why business is. It tells you that is where the Liberian people business is being conducted. So that's where you need to go to answer questions. The president is confused as to where he should send his communication, but those that are working with him, his advisors, are not. Does that? No, they're not confused. They definitely know where they are. They definitely. Yeah, but the president doesn't. And then if we really take it, if we really take it that the president is really confused, right? He wouldn't have sent the communication to the chief clerk, because listen, the chief clerk is already sitting with us, with a majority in session. So it is very clear. It is very clear. So the president is recognizing the so-called majority bloc. I mean, we are majority in session. It is not a so-called. The fact here is that we are majority in session. And another thing, and let me tell you, in case we have not been conducting session, do you know that the Senate wouldn't have been in business by this time? Because the speaker is not able to make a quorum. Yes, both houses should sit, and one house should not sit less than 5 days than the other. So in case we were not conducting session and the speaker did not have a quorum, it means that the House of Representatives would have been shut down. The Senate will be forced to shut down after 5 days. So it is because of us that the Senate is still in session. So that means that we are legitimate. It's just simple. That's the reason why the Supreme Court ruled in our favor. I also learned that the ECOWAS Parliament is coming to judge your case. Did you invite them? Well, we did not invite the ECOWAS Parliament.
we probably we know that they wrote the body and said that they have wanted to gain an understanding in what is unfolding. We have decided, we discussed in plenary today, that we would definitely grant them the audience. So that will be done on Thursday. We'll be meeting them so that we give them briefings as to why we are taking the decision that we are taking. It's not a matter of they panicking. They want to understand whenever there is this form of disagreement in government, it's a responsibility of ECOWAS to verify as to what is happening, and they're just doing their job. So we take it as that, So we will be having a discussion with them on Thursday. And at the end of the day, they will understand. They know very well that it's a legislative thing, and I'm sure that they will take the right step, like the Supreme Court did.
Is their intervention justified?
Well, it's not for me to say whether it's justifiable or not, because I know that Liberia is a member of the ECOWAS body. So it's a prerogative of ECOWAS to also verify and to find out, when they hear noise, because we see people taking this thing to be like a war. So it just draws their attention, and I will side with them that it's good enough that they've come to understand what is ongoing.
Funanti alleges that most of you are afraid of audit. To prove him wrong, can you open your own office to an internal auditor to tell people that, hey, come and see my
like I said before. So like I said before, the chief administrator of the House of Representatives is the speaker. Right. The speaker is there. The entire plenary commission and audit at the beginning of this year. All we were there waiting for is for the GAC to come and give us a report as to what the findings of the audit was like. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We heard from the speaker that audit was stalled. Nobody stopped him from having the audit continue. According to the speaker, he said he traveled and then somebody stopped the audit. Okay, say you traveled and stopped the audit. Now, when you came back at that time, you were supposed to have the audit to continue. Why you never said that audit stopped? The time the resolution came up, then now you say that some people stopped the audit. Nobody has the power to stop audit in the House.
I'm talking about your own office.
Plenary took a decision.
Office. Can you call an auditor?
My office doesn't have a budget. So no, I can't call an auditor because my office doesn't have a budget. It is the speaker that controls everything in the House.
Okay.
My office doesn't have a budget. The only thing I do is that I take my monthly pay. That pay goes to the bank. I don't touch any other money over there. It is the ways and means, the rules and order, the speaker. Those are the people that play with money and play with things over there. So when the auditors are there, even the auditors will not come to one member of it because we don't touch anything over there. It is the speaker who is it. So he knows the reason why he's saying that. I mean, the thing is evident from his own budget.
How much do you make, including benefits? Oh, we're not supposed to know. Hello, can you hear me? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Between the Headlines. I'm in conversation with Representative Austin B. Taylor. He's the representative of District Number 3, Maryland County. If you want to take part in the conversation, we have 30 minutes to close this. Please call 605-313-6004. The code is 791-403#. Yeah, I was asking for your salary. It's public record, right? How much do you make, including benefit, gas, sleep, and all the things we hear about?
So we make take home around $5,200. We have extra $250,000 Liberian dollars, and then we have gas slip attached to it. We don't have scratch card, as people say. We don't have housing allowance, and we don't have any other thing. So that is that. And you will know very well that the representative, with that money that you make, you are everything for your district. You perform the role of the health ministry. You pay people hospital bills. In fact, my phone has been ringing here that people right now want me to pay the hospital bills. When people come to Monrovia from the district, you transport them back. You the transport minister. People, you pay school fees of your constituents, and these are not responsibilities of the representatives. But when you represent your people and they are in need, these are things they bring before you. You can't hold back. You got to try, and then you assist until government put these activities in the budget.
Even those of us that are not representative, we get some of those calls. But here, one final question, and then I bring in our callers. Do you, World Speaker Kofa, have a fair trial in your court if you are both the accuser and the investigator or the judge?
So this is the reason why it is called due process. That every single count and the complaints that has been filed against the speaker, those are the complaints that he will be answering to. So it's going to be a public hearing. The public is going to be following clearly from the media, and all the counts that are raised, the speaker will definitely have to clear his side as to whether he did it, whether he has been doing it or not, and all the counts are accompanied by proofs and exhibits.
I know,
so
but
they
you
will
are
be presented to the speaker.
Can you also recuse yourself and let an independent body do that?
No, we can't recuse. So there is a body that an independent committee. It doesn't work like that. I mean, the legislature work with the legislature. So the same plenary that works, the same plenary that's going to perform the investigation. I mean,
thank you.
So the speaker, all he will have to do, probably he will have to appear with his lawyer or whatever to defend himself against the charges. He will be there providing his evidences. If he says, "No, I didn't spend the money," then he will provide a proof and say, "This is the person that spent the money," and they put it in my budget line. Those are the kind of things that will be expected.
Thank you. Let me bring in two callers here. The first caller, we got more now. The first is Benjamin Jonah. Ben, you have a minute. Go ahead, sir. You are live on Focus on Liberia.
Thank you. I am a little bit. I'm so disappointed that your guest is from Maryland. But however, I will take my time to be as respectful as I can be.
And you are from Maryland too. That's what you mean.
Yes, my mother is from that place, and then happen to have George Ria from where I come from. So it's like your mom died, hypocrisy. So there's nothing working for me right now with these kind of people as leaders. But here's the problem: this young man is talking about an application about a draft budget. I mean, I'm kind of wondering, does the man understand why it's a draft budget and a budget? Are you making a claim on a draft budget? Because all through I can't be saying the same thing. Draft budget, draft budget, draft budget. Bro, make your claim on the budget, not the draft budget. Because the draft budget are position to changes. They can be changed.
No, he's talking about what happened before. So how would that impact the draft budget?
But he is not. He's not making the argument on a budget. He's making it on a draft budget, Dennis.
And what's going to be different if the speakers spend or 7 million above what was appropriated in 2002? Do you think the draft budget going to change it? Draft or undrafted or
no. Okay. So let's say if the draft budget had that he spent 9,000 over. What did the actual budget say?
It's not going to change. It will be the same. But anyway, I will let him answer that. But go ahead.
Dennis, a draft budget is a special item of budget that is subject to changing. So if you're making a claim, you can make it on the draft because the draft can be changed at any time.
Thank you.
But the budget will remain permanent. But anyway, let me go to the main thing that I was here for. These guys are just looking for trouble, and I hope Freddie does not. I hope he stands the ground and let Waka stand the ground and let the people come in the street and remove every one of them, because these people are so incompetent. The entire email administration, all of them, this is just a better form of let me finish.
Thank you. We got more callers, Ben. I want you to be brief. The callers plenty.
All right. Yeah, but then I'm not too well to I'm saying, so give me anyway, that's okay. All right. Yeah, the last thing, we're going to say the one straight. The other thing this man said, it's $5,000. He used it to pay for people hospital bill. But the same man will go and vote on bill for help, put money in the budget for help. Does that make any sense?
Thank you.
Does that make any sense?
Thank you.
Bunch of rebels.
Don't say that, man. Be respectful. Let's please jot that down. Let me take the next caller here. That's Jimmy Eastman. Jimmy.
Yes.
Go ahead. You have a minute.
Honorable Taylor, we're glad to have you. Now, Honorable Taylor, if I heard correctly, you could not attest to any money exchanging hands since you've been in the legislature. Your colleague, Honorable Yeke, has come out and said there was money exchanging hand and even was a whistleblower. So are you willing to go on record to tell us that you have never received money and there has never been any exchange of money in that house? That's my question.
Thank you. Quickly, Honorable, you can deal with the two questions. We have more callers, so I want us to take it bit by bit. So you can deal with the two questions, and then we bring in more callers.
Yeah. Well, okay. So thank you very much. I understand that sometimes when people are misinformed, they get so much emotional. So the first caller was too emotional. He didn't understand. He doesn't understand how things work at the legislature, and probably doesn't understand governance. So when I talked about draft budget, I meant, I hope he's listening, the 2024 draft budget will reflect the performance of the 2022, 2023, and subsequent budgets, right? So those were final budgets. So 2022, the speaker overspent his budget. 2023, the speaker overspent his budget. He took extra money that was not meant for him. Those are the monies that he took. So that when the draft budget for 2024 is placed before the House to be passed and to look into, it comes together with the outturn from previous budgets. So you don't understand right now what I'm talking about. I did not say that anything for the speaker because you don't spend in a draft budget. The budget I'm talking about is the 2022 and 23 budget where the speaker spent $9.4 million and he was only allocated $2.3 million. And he spent $9.4 million. That should be alarming. And you're supposed to care about that. That reflected in the 2024 draft budget for the performance part from 2022 and 2023, for your understanding. So that answers that. I don't know where. Yeah.
The next one say you want to tell me since you got there no money.
I mean that's it. When somebody come out to say
money changing.
Yeah, money changing. I've been taking pay. I've been taking pay. Yeah, I've been taking pay, but for corruption and for bribery. I don't take bribe, and I don't expect anybody to believe me. I do not take bribe. I came out of a decent home. I'm a decent person. It doesn't mean everybody who goes in the house are not good. This is the reason why we stand against indecency. And choose to believe it or not, that is my background. I'm a decent person. I don't take bribe. I've worked hard. I made my own money. In fact, right now I got my own company that is running. My wife is managing, and so I don't settle for these things. If you love transparency, if you love accountability, you will support what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But on that question, do you have knowledge of anyone accepting bribe or kickbacks? And were you able to? You talk about what you have already. I understand you. By our
Let me
standard,
tell you something.
you are pretty
Let
stable.
me,
Have you declared your asset so that
yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Yes, I did. Yes, I declared my asset. Yes, I did. And another thing, even though for the record, I declared late anyway. I declared late, but I declared my asset anyway. So I forgot what I wanted to say. Do you know, and will you agree that I did not vote for Fonati in the first place? One. Will you also agree to know that Fonati, those people that voted for him, he gave them 45,000 US dollars each?
Right.
That came up in our chat room, and I have the screenshot of it. That he bribed people. So people standing for the man, they don't even know the person that they are standing for, and insulting
That's
other
what
people
are
who
saying.
have clean characters and decided to step.
That's why people are saying he bribed in, now he's being bribed out, because they are saying also people are saying they received 25,000 or 15,000 of that amount to get him out. Is there any truth to that allegation?
That particular story, the colleague who did that, it was just a setup from the Fonati camp. It was just a blackmail, not a setup. It was a blackmail from the Fonati camp. And whether you like it or not, that's the truth of what happened.
Let me go to the next caller here. That's Sokolote.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sokolo.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to find out from the representative if, for some reason, in the Senate, if some senators get together and they form majority rules, can they also do the same thing to Honorable Yumbi Kanka? That, look, we have the numbers, and so we are going to accuse her of certain things, and then we're going to have our own chamber, and then, have the government, they'll come to us, we demand government officials or cabinet ministers will come to us. Can that, the same thing, can it happen in the Senate?
So, Honorable, can the senators, and even though they have their own rules, but to the best of your knowledge, can the senators, let's say they are all together, 30 senators, can 25 of them or 17 of them go to Bonja and say that our own chamber here? And I'm making an extreme example just to make a point. Go ahead and you can answer the caller's question quickly, please. Honorable, you're talking about precedence here. Can that too happen in the Senate?
So Senator James Bryany was on air just the other day and stated clearly that the House operates by numbers, and he presided over the budget that was just passed as the chair on executive. He was not the Senate pro tem. He was not the president of the Senate, but he presided over that. And because if you will conduct business, you must raise. And let me, for the record, state that it is only representative who can get together. I hear people saying, so you mean any group of persons can just sit down somewhere and they put it? No, it's not a group of persons. They are representatives. They are members of the House who will come together and say yes. Once the Senate, according to the precedent and the ruling of the Supreme Court in the past, that if the Senate says in Monrovia, there is anywhere that the House of Representatives, the House can sit to conduct the session. It doesn't have to be in a specific chamber. But you see, the paramount thing over here is that it baffles me that a lot of people are not even caring about the corrupt attitude and those things that are in a resolution. I'm so surprised that people say they care so much about transparency. They say they care so much about property and accountability, and they even care. The thing is glaring in the budget. Okay, if there's any other thing that we're raising, besides that, 2024 budget, when the draft budget came in, the outturn from 2022 and 2023 was reflected in it. And they may spend $9 million out of Liberian money, and yet people are still ignoring this fact. Don't people care about this anymore? Is it about Fonati? Somebody wanted one man over the whole country? I'm surprised about people. I'm surprised at people who say the kind of things.
Thank you. Let me take two more callers here. One here is Emmanuel.
Thank you. You can take your next caller.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
for taking my call. This is why the call is where it is, because people who consider to be the lawmaker and the lawbreaker. There's a current trend that prescribe how to rule the speaker. They say 2/3 majority, getting due process. The lawmaker telling you that the speaker did that, the speaker did it. The speaker said, order me. And when the speaker appeared on spoon, he said, in fact, his chief of office get that there is a line in the budget that these lawmakers are sitting here today. Each of them receive 45,000 each for their car. And it was turned through the speaker budget. He said, no. Think about my budget.
No, it's not. It's not true. It's not true. No, it's not true.
If you think that the speaker is going above, or the speaker is a criminal, control audit, getting due process.
Thank you.
If your woman leave the house and get in the street, say, I'm not coming home. There will be people that will bring your woman back home. You also know your discourse. That's how people do it. So everything that happens, you should be on the discourse and get a finding. But you got one and started in one hotel. Nobody know who paying the bill. You're getting convoy, come to the capital. Is he part of the people in the hotel? What is in the hotel? If you know they got a convention, they can move the speaker. Will all be temporary. Why they can go home? Why they can go by a Maryland? Why they can tell them the home that he got in Moroville? Why they stop in one hotel in the morning, they get in line and go? Like brother, same country. They will get to know one day.
Thank you. Let me take the last caller here. That's I think Ray Eugenia. Your name and where you calling from? 704 area code.
Hi, thank you, Dennis. Yes, my name is Eugenia. I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Go ahead, Eugenia. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. Mr. Taylor, thank you for coming on. I just had a question. So I gathered from the last caller that, so is he part of the group that's at the hotel? Just for clarity. He is, right? I assume?
Yes, the 43.
Okay. I wanted to know how much are they actually spending a night at that hotel, and how much have they spent so far? My second question is, if Mr. Taylor hired a contractor to do a job, and the contractor does not perform that job correctly, let's say the contractor is wasting time completing the job, he shows up when he wants to, the job is not complete, I want to know, would Mr. Taylor still pay that contractor? And the reason why I'm getting to this is, do you feel that it is fair for you all to get paid for the month of October when you have not adequately done the Liberian people job with this nonsense thing you guys are doing, trying to remove the speaker without following the proper chain of command and the proper laws? No one's saying don't remove him. But why can't you just do it the correct way? And do you feel as though you need to get paid for this month of October where you guys have not performed adequately?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Taylor, one question about due process, and this one from Eugenia say, hey, nobody's questioning what he did, but can you do it properly? And should you get paid for October? Your response, sir.
Yeah. So where properly means what? I mean, who is more? Who is more? Who decides the Constitution besides more than the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court has said that where we are correct and we are conducting business. So whatever these people are saying, people should learn not to be sentimental over things. Look, listen to the rule of law. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice. They interpret the Constitution. They have said that we are not conducting business illegally. I think the Speaker needs to avail himself. There was a motion proffered today to investigate the Speaker, to take him through the due process, and definitely people will definitely see that happening. So we are doing our work. The Speaker's side is not doing any work. They're not conducting business. So we have been working, and we will continue to work in the interest of Liberia. Thank you.
Supreme Court said you should return to chambers, and you are saying the joint chamber, that's chamber.
You still haven't read this Supreme Court thing that you talk about, oh. You still haven't. I wish you could find it. So, yeah, don't say things that the Supreme Court did not say. The Supreme Court did not say so. You needed to read that.
Do you have it?
No, I don't have it at hand here right now.
Okay. Is it Article 49? Okay. No, I'm trying to find it, but I couldn't. I only see the story.
Go to the Supreme go to the Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah, I just said because it appears that what you are saying is like, okay, since they didn't say this, so I'm taking it to be this way. Supreme Court rulings.
No, there were counts. There were counts in the speaker's complaints that he prayed for, and so they were spelled out, and the Supreme Court rejected all. There were counts that we are acting illegally, that we are sitting just how sentimental other people are saying, that we are sitting we are not working, we are sitting out of chambers, that we are conducting parallel sessions, which are illegal. And so the Supreme Court should stop that so that we return under the speaker. And the Supreme Court rejected that. I mean, it's just clear as that the House operates with quorum. Where the business is where business is discussed. And we are not going to sit under the speaker because he is corrupted and he must avail himself for an investigation and his due process.
So where do we go from here?
So in session today, it was plenary reached that the speaker will be taken through a due process. There were complaints. There were complaints from several colleagues, complaining the speaker that encapsulates the counts that are within the resolution, and the speaker will have to answer to these counts. And you know, if he's found guilty, then we will take the next course of action.
Right, and
but plenary definitely discuss that. I know you're trying to find.
Right. So let me get to for whatever happened, what do you see in a post-COFA speakership? How does life after Speaker COFA look like in the House?
All right, so right at where you are, a speaker was removed, and there was no rush to elect a speaker. So in this case where COFA is removed and a new speaker is elected, I mean, the rules still remains the same. You must act in line with the Constitution, in line with our rules. If you act outside of that, we will be reaching a decision. People cry for justice in the country. People cry and say that the House is corrupt. When you want to take action, then they stand for an individual. And let me tell you, nobody elected us to stand for an individual here. We stand for the country. And when somebody does wrong, we will stand against that person. That's why he can have all the supporters in the world. We'll stand against that person, and the correcting will be done. It will hurt you. You will have to live with it. That is the truth about it. When you go to steal people money, you got to account for it, because some people here talking about people receive bribe. I did not receive any bribe. I don't know of any bribe. Those people who will be receiving a bribe, they know who they are. And it is clear in our budget book that the speaker received $9.4 million while he was only allotted $2.3 million. That is the fact about it. And he must answer to it, following many other counts. And I wish you could find the ruling of the Supreme Court right now, so that this could be clear. As you have it somewhere on my phone, but I don't want to. This is the same phone that I'm using, so it will interfere with our discussion.
Yeah, I have it somewhere, and I thought I had it prepared for this show, but I I don't find it, but Supreme Court did not explicitly say that you should be where you are to conduct the business of the House. That I know, but we're not.
You are still saying something different. I'm saying that get the Supreme Court ruling. If you want to get it, if you want me to get it, let me go off and I find it and send it back to you. There were counts. I'm telling you that there were counts.
Mm-hmm.
The speaker filed a complaint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the speaker filed a complaint and said that we're meeting illegality.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be stopped. The Supreme Court said no, they can't be stopped because they're not illegal.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
but go ahead.
Yes, I've ended there. So what we are doing is completely legislative. It's completely constitutional. We are going to work. We go to work every Tuesdays and Thursdays to conduct the Liberian people business. We will continue doing that. You saw today that the speaker's group tried to forcefully get into our chambers. They brought tear gas by themselves. They came with talks and hooligans to disrupt session. We did not allow that. We conducted session legally. We conducted business. We're together and agreed that we will be giving the speaker his due process. So he will be, we hope that he's in chambers with us on Thursday to answer to the questions that counts against him so that he can have his day in court. That will be fair enough. I also subscribe to the tenets of due process. So I want to ensure that the speaker conforms to that and come and then go through his due process. If it's free, somebody said that the speaker said, that representative cards that they put in your budget. I don't know of that. So when he gets there, they will have to bring up the proof as to where they took that money from to put in his budget and how he used it. That was from 2022 and 2023. We are in 2024 now. So we will see how 2024 money was sent back into 2022 and 2023. But thank you so much for the time and for having me. Thank you so much, Dennis.
The only thing the speaker, the ruling says, is by directive of His Honor, Yami Kwekwe Bese, Associate Justice presiding in chambers, you are hereby informed that the justice has declined to issue the rate prayed for. That's what you are saying, right? That's what I have. And that's
exactly. Exactly. So there was no return to status quo. There was no return to status quo. The man said we're sitting illegally, we're running parallel sessions. You know, and he said no, they're not true. So he said to decline that. So let people try to accept the ruling of the Supreme Court because they interpret the laws.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to appreciate your time. We told you today on such short notice, and you were able to come. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much. You're always welcome. I hope to be on your show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We appreciate your time. You know, tell our people from Callaway and the rest of the people, we say, now we are. Good day and God bless you.
Okay.
I want to thank our viewers for watching. Always focus on
thank you so much.
Podcast without playing our song that says we are all Liberians. Whether you support the minority bloc or the majority bloc, we are all Liberians. Have a good day and God bless.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people.